The release of version 2.0 of Wuthering Waves has made one thing abundantly clear. Wuthering Waves is no longer a game only for people who are interested in expressing skill. This game is now open to a whole lot more people, and if you don't believe me, in this video I'll try to convince you that Wuthering Waves is a game that is not only for hardcore players who are interested in combat and all of the combat mechanics, but can also work for different kinds of people, be them casual players, semi-casual players, or hardcore players. So with that said, let's get into the video. Now, before we start the video, let's look at the different categories of gamers that I'm going to talk about in this video. For this video, we're going to talk about casual players, hardcore players, and then semi-casual players. So, what exactly is a casual player? Now, there are a lot of definitions online. Some people define a casual player as someone who doesn't really play games that often. They play it once in a very long time. And I guess this definition could work, but it's not the definition that I'm going to use. The definition that I'm going to use is someone who doesn't invest all of their time or isn't super invested into all of the game mechanics or game progression offerings that a game will offer to them. So if this was a shooter game like Call of Duty or PUBG Mobile, they don't really care about getting the most amount of kills. They're not interested in unlocking all of the skins in the game. They're only interested in hopping on, play for a little bit, have fun with their friends. Whether they are winning or whether they are not winning, they don't really care. They're only there for just enjoyment. Now, I want to be clear, it doesn't mean that they are not interested in getting skins or getting kills or anything. It just means that they're not interested in doing it now. Like, it's not a priority for them. They'll definitely be happy getting the cool new skins, but they don't have to do it immediately. They can wait days, months, years even, before they slowly finally get to the place where they actually unlock some of these skins. So with that stated, does Wuthering Waves actually offer anything for these kinds of players to actually enjoy? Now, when it comes to an open world game, one of the things that casual players will enjoy doing the most is exploration. And what would they be exploring? They would be going around the map looking for iconic or very interesting things that are happening in the world, or they're just taking in the scenery in the world. And if we come into Wuthering Waves, especially with version 2.0, but even in version 1.0, the game has always had a ton of beautiful sights that you can actually look at. But version 2.0 takes it to a whole new level. Version 2.0 is honestly very breathtaking. Like, a lot of people have seen it and a lot of people are very satisfied with what they saw there. And I don't believe that there's anyone who actually enjoys exploration that will not have a lot of things to explore and look at in version 2.0 of Wuthering Waves. And the fact is, because these people are casual players, they're not going to explore every single area of the map in one day. They might probably enter a new area, be very excited about this area, run around this entire area, and this running around in one single area may take days, multiple days, and during this time they are having fun. They're probably not killing enemies, they're not trying to farm for anything, they're not trying to farm for any characters, they're not doing anything, they're just having fun. Wuthering Waves offers every single person who is interested in actually just exploring and looking at the world a chance to enjoy something. If you want to go back to the region of Huanglong, you have a ton of things to enjoy. Yes, they may not be as breathtaking as Renacita, but you always have the option. And with how large the Renacita map is, you are definitely not, even as a casual player, getting through all of this if you're interested in exploration anytime soon. Unless you're probably trying to speedrun it. But you're a casual player, you're definitely not trying to speedrun it. There's a ton of things that I could talk about as regards casual players that Wuthering Waves offers that technically a lot of you would say are under the subset of exploration, like things like being a collector. Some people may be interested not in actually exploring the world, but actually in looking for treasure chests and little Easter eggs that they can find in the open world. Leaving aside exploration, we can talk about people who are only interested in the story. They take their time. They listen to every single bit of dialogue. They don't try to rush through the story. These are the people who don't care if the skip button is there or not. They want to enjoy the story. There are people who actually want to make their own stories in the game, either by role play with their friends in co-op, or by downloading Wuthering Waves character models and actually animating them with different stories and events that are happening around them. Like, we already saw some of these in the Wuthering Waves fan art event. There's a ton of things for people who just want to have a leisurely time in Wuthering Waves, and because I don't want the video to be too long, I'm not going to actually dwell too much on this. Now, a hardcore player, I think that this is actually very straightforward. For hardcore players, one of the main things that a lot of hardcore players will be attracted to Wuthering Waves for is the combat. And I've talked about the combat in multiple videos by now, so I'm not really going to dwell too much on it. All of the mechanics that we have in the game that enable us to dodge, to parry, to block attacks, to do all of these various things. And aside from all of those core mechanics, the forte system, which is making you think on the spot, how do I do this so that I can get this buff so I'll be able to do as much damage as possible? These are things that hardcore players will absolutely care about. And since we're already talking about damage, let's talk about the theory crafters. These are people who, before the character is actually out, you can see them trying to find out what team will work best for this character, what weapon will work best with this character. These are the people you go to when you want to actually do some very heavy numbers. And if we move aside from theory crafters, we have things like speedrunners, people who are interested in seeing how fast can we clear Wuthering Waves in X amount of time. Can we actually clear Wuthering Waves in X amount of time? Can we beat Wuthering Waves without actually wishing? Can we do this without this? Like, these are things that hardcore players will be really invested into. Now, it doesn't mean that casual players may not be interested in these things. Like, for example, I mentioned challenges, like the no wishing challenges and all of these things. A casual player might not actually do a no wishing challenge because they may have a character that they're interested in, and that character is a limited character that they want to pull, but they will still come out to actually watch another person do that. I have to be very honest, I'm very happy that Wuthering Waves is doing its best to not only focus on just the combat, it's actually trying to bring in more people and appeal to a wider audience, and this will really make a difference in the long run. Now, the last group of people to talk about are the semi-casual players. Now, semi-casual players, in my very honest opinion, are players that can switch between casual mode and hardcore mode. One day, they can decide that they're not going to do anything in the game, they're just going to explore around, have fun. Another day, they are trying to hit 1 million damage and optimize their character to be the best thing that the character can possibly be. Like, all of these people exist in the game, and there is something in Wuthering Waves for you. Now, if you're watching this video and you're any type of these players that I talked about, you're someone who wants a chill experience, you don't want to actually bother yourself with the combat, you don't care about all of the other things, you only care about exploration, you only care about story, you only care about collecting characters, there is room for you in this game, and we in the Wuthering Waves community actually welcome you. Please come, have fun in our game. We can guarantee you that this game is getting good, and it will continue to get better as long as the devs actually continue to put in things that matter in this game. But with that said, thank you all so much for watching. I will catch you guys in the next video. Join the hideout on Discord and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Also subscribe for challenge videos, guide videos, and other kinds of fun videos that I'll try from time to time. Games that I'll be covering range from Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, Ananta, which was formerly called Project Mugen, Azure Premilia, NTE, and a ton of other games. So just stay tuned for that. And with that said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.